No worries.
I already heard a lot of stories from you, but so you started a career with traditional financial industry, and you started this blockchain industry since 2.5 years ago.
Yes.
So the name is Quantave.
Yeah, Quantave is a company that I've been advising
Advisor.
and helped to fund in its initial seed investment to get it started.
So what kind of um, advice do you?
So I come from a background in not just in financial services specifically, but I spent a few years in the biggest clearinghouse in the world. And what a clearinghouse is it essentially protects market participants, that is large banks, large financial institutions, um, in terms of transacting derivative transactions with each other, but it acts as a central counterparty. So in case one counterparty defaults, the CCP or the clearinghouse will stand in and replace the positions of the defaulting counterparty to protect the rest of the market. So that is a key function in a strong, robust financial markets. So we don't have anything like that in the Bitcoin world.
Yeah.
And so that's what Quantave is. So Quantave is has been working for the last few years to build a platform and a business service to provide that type of safety to the Bitcoin markets.
How?
So good question. Good question. So in the traditional markets, we have an organization called the CLS, which most people have never heard of in their life. It stands for Continuous Link Settlement. CLS is actually one of the biggest or the financial institutions globally that has the largest volume of transactions every day in the FX markets. And what they essentially do is they act on behalf of the largest dealers and brokers globally who have FX trades with each other, and all the trades get sent into the CLS system, and throughout the day they have settlement processes where they match up the trades between these different dealers and counterparties, such that, let's say that Goldman Sachs is buying yen from Mizuho. So they will send the FX transactions to CLS and they will get matched up. CLS will make sure that Goldman's dollars only get transferred as long as Mizuho's yen gets exchanged. So they have a settlement process, a delivery versus payment process for these millions of transactions. And because they use this DVP process, it protects the counterparties from losing their fiat currency on one side before they receive the other side, the other currency which they're exchanging to. It's called Herstatt risk. Herstatt risk, because many years ago, I think there was an incident where in the exchange market CLS did not exist, and someone paid their dollars and didn't receive their sterling or Swiss francs, etc. So this is the risk, Herstatt risk or settlement risk, which CLS protects against. And so we have developed the technology platform as well as the legal framework for such a service to be introduced to the Bitcoin markets.
So I think it's very important from hereafter, because we had a coin check the accident last week. So.
Yes, well, exactly. So one of the biggest problems in the Bitcoin world currently is that market participants, retail traders, brokers, professional traders have no choice currently but to deal with or to trade on exchanges. They can deal with each other on an OTC basis, but it has its own risks. But by dealing on an exchange, the exchanges currently in the crypto world are acting as as a single silo. So you have an order book where trades are matched, where someone's buying, someone's selling. Within the same entity, you have the funds of clients which are being held, whether they're dollars or bitcoins. So you have a custodian, and your most of these, or many of these, are not yet regulated. So in the traditional world, you have a separation of many of these functions, where you have an exchange, and the exchange's job is essentially to match trades. Then you have a clearinghouse, which will manage those positions and call margin. Then you have a custodian, which will specifically hold assets on behalf of clients. So you have a separation of responsibility, and essentially you have a way of cross-checking, and you have a way of protecting against a single point of failure, which we do not have in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency world. And so our aim is to bring this the knowledge and the concepts from the traditional financial infrastructure into the Bitcoin space to improve the ability to be able to transact larger volumes and to do it safely and transparently.
So how long does it gonna take to set up everything?
So we've the Quantave has been working on building this business model for almost 3 years, and we are at the stage where we are almost ready to launch.
Almost.
So it's imminent. It possibly in the next month or so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're gonna start ICOs?
No, we don't plan to have an ICO. We're internally funded through few shareholders. We may look for further investors in future funding rounds, but an ICO isn't in the plans for the time being.